What's going on, guys? All right, this is the Milwaukee 18 volt fuel brushless half-inch hammer drill. Um, but before I start going over it, guys, check out my website www.toolboss44.net and give me your opinion on what you think is the best 12 volt line. Give me all the pros and cons, what you use, what you have used, what you switched to, just your overall opinion, not just only with drills, but, with any tool you want to talk about. It's a great way to interact with each other. I know I get a lot out of it. I love, interacting with you guys and, hearing what you guys have to say, obviously, but, it's also a good way for you guys to talk to each other. It's just click the tool forum on my website, and I'd love to hear from you guys. But getting back to the Milwaukee Fuel. Okay, now this tool's been out for a little while, obviously, probably 2-3 years. It's a great tool. It's a great hammer drill. I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of it because it is a great drill. All right, especially in the 12 volt platform, a lot of power. But that being said, I'm going to show you the size comparison of this. Now, this is a pretty big tool for a 12 volt. Now, that's my thing with these fuel, Milwaukee's fuel line, their 12 volt fuel line, is that the size of them, they're pretty much 18 volt tools. I mean, you're not really gaining anything in size. You're going to a 12 volt platform to, cut down on size, on weight, on, just overall compactness, And with their fuel line, you really don't get that. That's why I give Bosch a lot of credit with their 12 volt line. You've seen me do my review on them, and we did some duels with them. A lot of power in that impact driver, their new brushless. But, they're really a true 12 volt. They're really tiny. That's what you're really buying a 12 volt for, that light, compact size. And, even the new Makita line is definitely smaller than this Milwaukee fuel line. Now, Milwaukee's 12 volt line has always been a little bit bigger than the rest. I'm not sure their reasons for, doing that, but I'm going to show you a little comparison here. Okay. Now, this is their 18 volt. This is, oh my God, probably a 5-year. This has been out probably for 5 years. This is their brushed drill driver. This is the 2606. You can get this in a lot of combo kits. They're still making this. They're still putting this in combo kits, spare tool, everything. It's a great tool. If you want to, stay in that brushed category, you want something that's really powerful at a real good price. You can get this combo kit with the impact driver, like for $150, with 2 batteries and everything. But anyway, as you can see, it's actually smaller than their 12 volt fuel. You know what I'm saying? So and you're getting, 550 inch-pounds of torque out of this. This you're only getting 350. So, this is a hammer drill, I understand that, but I'm just trying to kind of put it in perspective for you. And this is their brushed 12 volt drill driver. Not a hammer drill, but their drill driver. And again, when you kind of match them up here, it's a little bit smaller than their hammer drill, but even their 12 volt brushed is bigger, or just about, the same, maybe a little bit bigger than their 18 volt. And if you look at, the chucks, their old 12 volt brushed chuck is bigger than their 18. So, just want to put it in perspective. Let's weigh them, and then I'll talk more about it. All right. First, we're going to start with their old 12 volt brushed version. Drill driver. This is the 2407. Okay. It's coming in at 2 pounds, 3.6 ounces for the old 12 volt brushed. Now let's go to the 18 volt. their 18 volt is coming in at 2 pounds, 14 ounces. All right. So they're 12 volt brushed and they're 18 volt brushed. Okay. You're only saving, 7, 8 ounces. And I mean, the amount of power you're getting with this 18 volt over their old 12 volt is, quite substantial. Now, I'm just going to lay it on top of here real quick just to kind of show you. Now, it is obviously a smaller tool to a degree. Let's line her up. That's about as good as I'm going to do to kind of show you. But, I mean, it's longer, a little bit longer. They're 12 volt. Like I said, a couple ounces lighter. And, you're not really saving that much, size and weight, to be, truthful with you. So, just want to put that out there. All right, so we got 2 pounds, 14 ounces, and I think this was, I can't even remember. What the hell was this? 2 pounds, 3.6 ounces. All right, so 10 ounces difference. All right, now we're going to go to the Fuel hammer drill. Their brushless 12 volt hammer drill. Now this is 2 pounds, 8 ounces. All right, so both 12 volts are lighter in size. Like I said, this is a little bit bigger in length, not weight, but in length. So just want to put those specs out there for you, just to give you, I like to go over as much as I possibly can for you guys and make sure you guys make the best decision on what you might want to buy. All right, so let's get back to the Milwaukee Fuel. By doing those little, comparisons, it by no means, brings down the quality and the power and the greatness of this hammer drill. You always hear me talk about it. This tool's great. This tool's, great. You're going to love it. I really don't come across too many bad tools. I don't do a lot of reviews of the Ryobis and the Craftsman. I'm kind of working with, the main brands, and they don't really put out bad products. Once in a while you'll see me, put my 2 cents in on something when if I don't like something, it's bad. So I just want to put that out there. But great tool. It's got 350 not foot-pounds, man. 350 inch-pounds of torque. You got 18 settings. You got your drill mode, screw mode, your hammer mode. That's what makes this great also, to have a 12 volt that, has the capabilities of becoming a hammer drill also. So, and also, that comparison I did, they were not hammer drills. They were just drill drivers. So I want you to think about that also. But great tool. It comes with a belt clip on it already. You got some nice overmolds on it. Not as much as some of the other tools. Milwaukee don't really go too crazy with their mold points, their overmolds to protect the tool. Basically, in the important spots, and pretty much that's it. But, it gets the job done. But yeah, so you got 2 speeds. Speed 1 is 0 to 450 RPM, and speed 2 goes up to 1700 RPM. All metal sleeve, metal housing up here, metal chuck. I think, yep, their brushed version has that too. So, great quality tool. You saw it in action doing some applications. We're going to, compare it to some other tools along the way. We're going to do some duels, but a great tool. And, the thing about Milwaukee too is they've always had this indicator on to let you know how much battery life's left in the tool. A lot of them now are, kind of getting into that. Took them a long time, but give Milwaukee credit, they've always had that. You got a LED light here, pretty bright, as you can see. It's on a 10-second delay, really bright. Just a nice quality tool. Like I said, I got this in a combo kit for $199. Came with this hammer drill, 4 amp hour battery. Came with the impact driver, fuel, brushless, 1200 inch-pounds of torque, and a 2 amp hour battery. And, a nice hard case, and obviously a, dual charger. Oh, it didn't come with the dual charger. It just came with the 12-volt charger. Really nice hard case. You know, it says fuel on it and everything. But you got a free tool with it. So for $199, you got this brushless hammer drill, a brushless impact driver, a 4.0 battery, a 2.0 battery, hard case, charger, and any tool. Not any tool, but I think there was probably like 13 or 14 tools to choose from. I was going to get another ratchet, the 3/8 ratchet, because I love it. And, you know, my buddy has mine right now, and I don't know if I'm ever getting it back. But I ended up getting the jigsaw, so I'm super excited to use that and do a review on that. I've heard great things about their 12-volt jigsaw. I never used it, but I got some projects coming up where I can definitely use it, and I'm excited to do that. But great drill at a great price. I don't know if it's still going on, but like I said, you get a free 12-volt tool with it, or a battery. I think a 4.0 battery was also one of the selections you can get out of it. But any comments or questions, and again, check out the website at www.toolboss44.net and let me know what you think, what your favorite 12-volt line is. Any comments or questions, let me know, and I'll catch you on the next one.